Hi everyone, Linda Reed-Enever, and welcome to another Tips Tuesday session. And in fact, today is our last Tips Tuesday session for the year. So I'm excited to have you all here. But as of this week, I start to head off on leave. So this is definitely our last Tips Tuesday session for the year. So I'm excited. Yeah, as I said, excited to have you all here. I seem to be repeating myself already. And today's topic, the one we're going to finish off the year with, is a goodie, an oldie but a goodie. And it talks about, are you unintentionally triggering the Facebook spam algorithms or having your profile restricted when you're doing things in Facebook. And look, the reason I want to do this one, guys, is because I see it. It's this time of year that we get a little bit busy. We get a little bit lax. We try and do everything on Facebook at the one moment in time. And it is also the one time of year that my videos on Are You Being Flagged on Spam and Facebook on YouTube seem to get move to the top of the ladder. So, there's lots of comments and lots of stuff happening on it. So hopefully we're going to help you. Oh, I'm not going to walk into the wall too many times more in this live this morning. Hopefully we're going to help you avoid those moments in time where you're unintentionally triggering the Facebook overuse or the spam algorithm or getting your profile restricted, because none of us want that to happen. None of us really intend for that to happen. Quite often it is unintentional and it's mistakes that we are making to things that maybe we didn't read when we signed up to Facebook and things that happen inside there. So the first thing that we need to understand before we delve into this too much is the difference between profiles, pages, and Facebook groups and where they all fit into the world of Facebook. And I have a really long post on my blog about how to do all of that. But I'm just going to explain it to you in the way that I like to explain it. And we'll just have a look from here, and I'll just pop the link into that post I was talking to you about, so that you can go and read the blog post later. So the way I like to explain it is, first of all, Facebook's made up of a number of series, and that's our profile, which is our keys to Facebook. And our profile being our keys to Facebook are the option to be able to log in. So it's your login, it's the ability to be able to connect, it's the ability to be able to share, and it's about the opportunity to be able to get in. Now, your keys are to be under, just like your house keys or your house mortgage title or anything like that, needs to be under a name that you use every day. Okay, they need to be under a name that you use every day that people can relate with and people can find. And that if you, by some reason, your account gets hacked or restricted or any way, shape or form, you can provide some form of ID to Facebook, legal ID, and that's going to be like driver's license, birth certificates, depending on what they request. That is your name and that is what you use every day. So they're going to ask for that ID. So one thing that we need to make sure that we need to do is make sure that our profile is under our name. It's not under a business name. And under terms of service, it says that it's not to be under a business name. We're not to use profiles for commercial reasons. Now, we'll delve into pages where you can use those things for commercial reasons and groups in a little bit. So those keys open up the door to Facebook. Okay, the other thing that we need to make sure about those keys is that we don't share those keys with anyone else. So our login isn't under, you and your partner's name, or your login isn't, shared between you and a VA or a virtual assistant, because our logins, we're responsible for what goes out in our accounts, and our logins need to stay nice and secure with us, which means, Facebook are going to check where people log into your account from. So they're going to check, whether it's actually usual. And you've all have got the message, we've noticed an unusual login when you've logged in maybe from a hotel or somewhere that's a little bit different. You'll notice those unusual logins that pop up along the way. And that's Facebook protecting us and protecting all of the community about making sure that our accounts are there. So our personal profiles are our keys. Think of it like your house. It's the people you'd invite, over for dinner or invite into your house. And that's who we want to invite on our personal profiles. And then we've got our pages, and our pages are our commerce platform. So this is where we can run Facebook ads from. This is where we can sell our products. This is where we can talk about our products. This is where we can educate our market. And this is where we can build our followers to over 5,000, which we can't do on a Facebook profile. You can't build a following on a Facebook profile to 5,000 plus people. So, that's another reason that you want to be making sure that you are, using your Facebook profile in the right space. So our Our pages then go through and are run by our profile, which attaches to a business manager or an account manager, business manager or business suite, as they're now calling it, because they change the terms all the time, attaches to our business suite account. So our personal profile is the keys to our business suite account, where we run our pages. And our pages are where we can add our products, add our services, add our expertise, talk about our webinars, talk about the amazing things that we've got coming up, and use automation tools to be able to share our content on an evergreen nature. And our pages are definitely where it's commerce based. And then we have groups, and groups can be run from two perspectives. So groups are like your community. Think about them about networking. So I forgot to mention, your pages are like your shopfront. It's like your shopfront where you invite people to come into the business and get to learn more about the business and what you do. So groups are the next bit, and they become like your networking community, and they're the opportunities like we have at Business, and the Course Creator Circle, and all of those groups where you talk about a topic or an interest that is passionate to you, and you engage with the group. And that's what Facebook are looking for. They're looking for community and engagement. So that personal profile is where you quite often join those groups, and you'll engage and you'll have conversations and you'll comment and you'll add valuable comments, because you won't copy and paste the same things over and over again, because that's the stuff that's going to trigger the Facebook algorithm for spam and overuse when it comes to it. So our groups are where we network. Now, one of the questions I get asked, quite consistently is, do I need all of these? And should I have a Facebook group, or should I run a Facebook group? And the reality of it is, we need our business page for our commerce. If we're going to run a Facebook group, we might attach our business page to it. Whether we choose to let business pages or not come in from there, that's up to you. As a personal choice inside business, and our groups, we are talking about person-to-person networking and person-to-person communication. So even from a course creator's point of view, as much as it could be a business running it, I want to get to know the people behind what we're doing. So we have, kept it a people-to-people community, but it is purely up to you how you want to do that. But if you're someone like myself who's got a public figure page or a business owner page, you can definitely, run your Facebook groups using that page, which then allows you to be able to spread maybe some of the admin work with inside Facebook's terms of service, because you're not sharing your login, but you've got some admin support that can help you manage that group through the page and through the business manager. So, okay, we've covered the profiles and what it is and how they all sort of work. So I'm hoping that will definitely help everyone today understand all of those sorts of things. So how do we trigger the Facebook gods? How do we upset them unintentionally when we're doing things? And look, the reality of it is, it's normally 90% of the time it's overuse of a function. So it's actually, commenting too quickly, or copy and pasting stuff too quickly, or sharing stuff too often to the one group. So when you start to do these sort of things, and when you start to look at, sharing a post, if you've had a really cool Facebook Live or you want to do something, pick 3 or 4 really good places to share it to, places where your market's going to be engaged, and then give it a break. And then you might share it somewhere else. You're not going to continually share. If you share it to 10, 15 groups, it's not going to be great. And each time you share it, change the text a little bit, change the introduction. Now, I have people come to me and say, oh, but on promo days, I only have one thing to promote. Then write your promotion post in 4 or 5 different ways. And yes, participate in those promo days if you've engaged with the community, because that's going to help people buy from you. But make sure that you are actually, sharing not only your link, but you might share some products, or you might share a how-to, or you might have a video that goes with that post, and making sure that the content is different. Now, writing our social content and writing our promo posts in 5 different ways not only helps us here within making sure that we share a varied form of content in Facebook groups, but it also means that you can add those to MeetEdgar or whatever social programmer you're using, and have that content consistently shared out. And you've got variations of the post going out, which is going to help you make sure that you increase that network and that expertise throughout that process. So overusing features is one of them, and that can be overusing chat. It can be overusing inviting people to like pages. It can be overusing inviting people to events. So making sure that we do things humanly. And when we're doing events, I know it's really easy. You're going to load up 5 or 6 events, get everything batched out and get it all done. Just break up the invites. Don't invite everyone to every event on the first day. Maybe come back and do one, another set of invites. And remember, Facebook are looking for engagement. So invite only the people who you think are interested in that event. It's no point inviting mum and dad to a business event if they're not going to come. But so making sure that we invite the people who we think are relevant and are going to attend that event. The other way that we can see our accounts trigger the spam algorithm and those sorts of things is what we've spoken about, dual logins. And that means that you've got a login for yourself as a business, as a personal person, and then you use one that you use for business. Now, under Facebook's terms of service, and I've included all the links for terms of service and community standards with the video, so you can go and have a look at them. Under Facebook's terms of service, we can't have two logins. We can only have one login to Facebook. And once again, that's your keys to Facebook. So that's why we want to preserve it, because technically, if that gets closed down, you're not to open another Facebook account. You're not to open another profile. So that makes it really hard when we're going through. So we want to make sure that our keys are well looked after. And I think about it like the keys to your treasure chest. So Facebook allows us to have this lovely platform, but we can't have dual logins. So you can't log in with one account, log in with another account. Now, what you risk, and I know that people do it, and I know that other people will tell you that, hey, you can get away with it, give it a shot, get away with it. The problem is that you risk, if you're found and everything's found out, you not only risk one login, you risk both logins, but you also risk the pages and any Facebook groups that you run. And about this time last year, we saw a number of big Facebook groups just disappear. And big Facebook pages disappear because, unfortunately, there was shared logins and there was dual logins being involved with it, and it just wasn't great, And look, for the person on the receiving end of it, I can only imagine how gut-wrenchingly horrible you would have felt as that all the work that you'd placed into that community had disappeared. Now you can try and appeal it through Facebook, but they're normally, it's not an appealing thing. It's something that once it's gone, and maybe you get the chance to rebuild, just depending on what Facebook's terms are. So dual logins is another one. So if we've got multiple logins to Facebook, so if you have, merge them or close one down and be able to create a login the other way. Now, there's a merge, see if I can merge Facebook. I'm just going to see if I can find it. Merge Facebook logins for you. Now, you might not be able to merge logins. I know you can merge pages, but you can close down one login and you can just stop looking it in. Hang on, here we go. I've got the Facebook one about merging accounts, or how to close the accounts and do that. So I'm going to pop that into the chat box here so that you've got this one as well. So merging Facebook. Merging and closing Facebook profiles, because we'd hate for anyone to be in that space. And if you are, here's the details to help you get out of that one. Because once again, you can make a mistake. You can see someone else doing it and you think, okay, great. It's not great for us. We want to make sure that we are getting through the right space. So, we don't want you guys to be in that spot. So if you've seen it, done it, so, it's time to fix it, because that, right now you have a Facebook account and you can fix it. So that's one of the other ones. Okay, so overuse of features is one where we're, commenting too much or sharing the same stuff too much, or, over inviting people to events or over inviting people to Facebook pages. So have a look at that. And, normally under overuse feature, Facebook will restrict you. They won't tell you how long they're going to restrict you for, but they will normally say, you've overused this function, and they're restricting. Now, there's no magic formula to how many times do you get that restriction warning. It could be once and then the account's gone. It could be twice and the account's gone. It could be 3 times. You could get away with it multiple times, but it seriously is not worth losing your Facebook account over by overusing our function. So if we write our post differently and we take time in between stuff, and just respect everyone's newsfeed. You don't want to be sharing the same stuff everywhere. Or too quickly. So, because all the feed, it just blocks up and it looks horrible, and it, and you turn off to those people in your own news feed because you go, man, they said the same stuff everywhere. There's nothing new. They don't share anything new. I've seen it before. I'm not going to engage with it. And therefore, you're not creating engaging content, and people aren't engaging with the message that you have. And once again, community requires engagement. That's what Facebook are looking for. They're looking for us to create content where people they comment and they share that information. And there's one other one that pops up that is, has popped up quite a bit recently that I've seen when we've, commenting on YouTube, that people have been sharing affiliate links and they have been cloaking them. And a cloaked link is where you don't show that it is affiliate link, or you don't tag the affiliate relationships. So when you share an affiliate link, you want to be able to tag your partner, tag the affiliate partner, and you want to share the link as it is, your referral link as it is, because cloaking an affiliate link is showing something different to Facebook and bots, and then what goes through. And so Facebook just want to see that whole link. They don't want to see a cloaking of a link. And look, I know there are people out there that say you should cloak links, and absolutely, if I thought it was easy to do, I would maybe look at doing it, but it's not, and it's not worth us not being able to share. And look, be transparent with your people. If it's an affiliate link, show it, share it. Most of your people will support you, and I have members who come ask me for our affiliate and referral links so that they can continue to support us with referral commissions and keep the group going throughout the area. So it's definitely one of those things that I would strongly suggest that you don't do. Make sure that your links are there. The other things that I see people do is they bulk message. And they send too many messages or the same message at once. So they might be following up people for an event, and you think it's great because you're doing the follow-up. But if you're starting to follow up and you're messaging too many people at once, it'll be an overuse of the message feature. Or if it's the same message you're copy and pasting, no matter whether it's Facebook or LinkedIn or any of those places, chances are you're going to be picked up for the same for the spam algorithm. And the other thing that you want to have a look at is just having a look at the fact that you're sharing the same stuff too often. Okay, and that will trigger it from there. So now I just want to go back to the personal profiles for a little bit. Okay, now one of the terms of service within Facebook is it comes to the commercialization and the commerce policies. And the thing is, your profile is your keys to Facebook, but you can't. Thanks. Lorraine, I'll answer that question in just a second. Okay, bear with me just a second. So the personal profile. Okay, so one thing is Facebook want your personal profile to be personal. They want it to be from you. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't talk about your business, but it means you talk about your business in a mix of personal stuff. It can't be over commercialized. And if all you're posting on your personal profile is updates about your business, or going live about your business on your personal profile, and you're using branded images, so you can't use branded images in your profile picture, in your cover images and those sorts of things up the top, or in your featured images, then that's going to be seen as commercialized options. So making sure that we don't over commercialize. So we keep our personal profile personal. So you might have a fun shot, and you'll see it on my personal profile. There's a fun shot of us out at a photo shoot, and there's a fun shot of me with my camera, which gives a bit of an explanation of what I do, but it doesn't link off to anything, and it doesn't overly commercial. I might share that I'm excited about something. I might share, like this morning I did, that I'm up for voting in the Thinkific panel, and I need everyone's votes, and asking for people to help with votes throughout that area. So it's a case of making sure that our personal profile is what it is what we are in real life, and talks about our stuff as a business. So it talks about our stuff as a person, and mix a little bit of business in, but don't make it all about business. And it's really easy. We get excited, we're working on something, and we just promote the business for a week. But if we just promote the business for a week, we throw the algorithm out, and the algorithm's going, man, there's a hell of a lot of commerce conversation, there's a hell of a lot of commercial conversation, and the same links going out here. What's going on? And they might restrict you from commenting, they might restrict you from engaging within groups, they might restrict you from a number of spots, and we don't want that happening. So making sure that your profile, your personal profile, network within groups, engage, comment and promote when you possibly can with inside those Facebook groups, but do it differently. But give Facebook the signs that there is a human behind your account, and making sure that, you post the occasional pic of the cup of coffee that you got this morning, or something like that, that allows people to be able to connect with you personally. And, a couple of status updates that are there. And if you need to, and you've got all these business connections, you can always transfer a personal profile to a public figure to a business page. And I'll grab that link for you now. Turn a profile into a page. Okay. And that will allow you to keep your profile as it is, but it will also allow you to be able to move through to a Facebook page. And the people who are on that Facebook page will then get invited to your Facebook page, and they'll be able to get started from there. So how to convert a profile to a Facebook page. And that might be what you need to do if you've got a dual login too. So guys, okay, I'm going to answer Lorraine's question, then I'll re-summarize some of the common things that we see triggering the area. Do Facebook algorithms penalize you for using scheduling tools or sharing from your business page to your private page or vice versa? Okay, scheduling tools, you can't use a scheduling tool to schedule to your personal profile. That is definitely where Facebook are wanting that one-to-one connection. So you'll find that that's not available. Now, there are varying thoughts on this. There are lots of trainers out there that say that using a scheduling tool penalizes your reach within Facebook. I haven't found a difference in our time in using schedulers and using personal profiles and posting. The only time I find a difference is if the content's not good. And some of that is a little bit of trial and error. So good quality content, consistently shared and regularly shared, is better than bad content scheduled natively and not working through. So look, I mean, my personal opinion, I don't think it makes a difference to the algorithm. In the times, pre-COVID, where I got to ask Facebook and those sorts of things in training sessions, their answer was still no. Good quality engaging content is what we're after. We're not particularly fussed on where it comes from. So it's up to you guys what you think. Quite often when you go and use scheduling tools, though, you set and forget, so you're not engaging and you're not commenting back on your Facebook page, and you need to come back and engage to get engagement. From sharing from your business page to your personal profile, once again, we need to keep that to a minimum. So pick maybe 1 or 2 really good posts a week that you might share from your business page to your personal profile. Because if you just share everything that you've done on your business page through to your personal profile, it's going to look like commercialization, and it will trigger the spam algorithm, which is definitely not what any of us want. And guys, sometimes you get away with this stuff, but in the end, eventually the bots, and the Facebook gods tend to catch up to us. Okay, so a couple of things that we might unintentionally be doing. We might be overusing features. We might be over commenting. We might be sharing the same stuff. We've got too much business on our personal profile, and we're actually in breach of the commerce, terms of service for commercialization use of a profile. That's where your business page comes in. Dual logins is another thing that you might accidentally be doing. You might have 2 logins to Facebook. If you do, there's a link to merge them and close down one of them to make sure that you've only got 1 login, so that you're not in breach of terms of service. And cloaking links or affiliate links and those sorts of things, so that you're not being clear with Facebook about what your relationship with their brand is, quite often doing the same things. So how do we stay away from this? How do we not overshare the same stuff? We write different variations for our advice. We personalize our conversations and the information that we're sharing inside Facebook groups. If we're responding and we're commenting to someone, we personalize it. We use their name. We don't over tag. And this is another one that we talk about overuse. We don't tag everyone in our friends list when we need to put something up. We're making sure that we're only tagging people who are relevant. We invite people who are relevantly connected to an event or a Facebook page to like that Facebook page or to participate in that event, so that we're not overusing the functionality. And if we feel like we've got to push everything and get our Facebook time in, then we pick the 1 or 2 things that are really important and we walk away and we come back another time and we do our Facebook from there. Because if we're pushing it, then chances are we're going to push too much content out, and then we're going to push the spam algorithm to the point that Facebook gets a little bit upset with us because it's the same content, or we've come in and we've hit Facebook, and even though you are a human, you're triggering the bots to think that this is unusual use, it's out of character, and there's not a human doing it. There's a robot looking at it from there. Now, bearing in mind, Facebook is a free tool that we all get to use to market our business. You can do paid ads and do all of those sorts of things. So we do need to play within the rules and within the playground of Facebook. So up in the post, up with the video, you will find the terms of service. You'll find the links to community standards and all of those things that might trip you up along the way. Thank you for joining me for our Tips Tuesday session this year. I have thoroughly enjoyed being here every Tuesday with you. I will be back, and now I'm just having a look at my leave calendar here. I will be back the week of Tuesday, the 19th of January. So that will be our first Tips Tuesday session. We'll be back Tuesday, the 19th of January, sharing tips with you along the way. In the meantime, you will find our Course Creator Circle is getting ready to launch the website. And there's a competition for you to be able to win 12 months membership to the Course Creators Circle. So I will pop the link in here so you can find it. And Lorraine, you're welcome. So if you've been looking at creating a course, then you'll jump into that. You will see me here. I'll still be popping up inside BBB, but I am going to take some leave this year. So be able to be back over the next little while. And I have a little person winning an award next week, so I need to be there for her next Tuesday as well. So that's pretty exciting. So for those of you who have enjoyed these Tips Tuesday sessions, please feel free to buy me a coffee, because I'm going to put it out there. Buy me a coffee allows us to be able to keep the group running and keep all of that sort of stuff. So my buy me a coffee page is here, and that's my final link for the week. And I will go and turn it into coffees. You'll find my Buy Me a Coffee page here, which basically means you can buy me a virtual coffee if these sessions have helped you. I will be back in 2021 and coming back to you on the 19th. Have an amazing Christmas. Have a happy holidays. If you're taking a break, make sure that you do take a break, and you will see me around the Facebook groups. But I'm going to wind down a little bit and just, put this Energizer Bunny back into a box until we come back next year. Okay, thanks for joining me, guys, and I will see you again soon. Bye.